Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Copenhaver here, sending out your next videotaped lesson for second grade. So, as you can see behind me, there are some papers that are already up. And the one you can't quite see that's right behind my head yet, you can kind of see little bits and pieces of it. But I'll share the full piece of paper with you in just a little bit. But over here, you should see a paper that looks kind of familiar to you. That's right, because this is what we talked about in the last videotaped lesson that you would have received from me. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at it and know that what I'm talking about is bullying. The last time that I sent a lesson to you, we talked about what is bullying and how we can tell the difference between someone having a bad day or just saying something because they're irritable or upset about something. Maybe they're tired and having a grouchy day. And whether something truly is a bullying behavior. We said we could use the clues of bullying means harm. And the word harm stood for 4 different things that we can look for to tell if something truly is a bullying behavior. If you look behind me here and you remember, it says bullying means harm, harmful actions or words repeated more than once to hurt or control others. So we talked about that. I shared a story about a young girl who would try to join a group of girls each day for lunch or snack time. And every day she was given a new reason why she couldn't join the group. One day was because she was eating a yellow fruit for snack and all of the rest of them were eating red fruits. Another day it was because she was wearing her hair different from the rest of the girls. And then another day it was because she had on sneakers and all the girls had on sandals. So for different reasons, every day she was being excluded or left out. They wouldn't let her join the group. So those were the things that we talked about in our last lesson together. What are the things that make something a bullying behavior? Harmful actions or words repeated more than once to hurt or control someone. In that case, in the story that we read together last time, the girls were using their words and the exclusion to hurt our friend who was in the story and wasn't allowed to join them. Their words and their actions were used to hurt. So now today's topic is talking about, so what do we do if we've used our clues here and we've decided that something is a bullying behavior? How are we going to handle that? What are we going to do to make it better? So to start off today's lesson, I want to read a story. And that story is called Nobody Knew What to Do, a story about bullying. So as you can see on our front cover here, you see this young man in the middle? Does it look like he's being bullied? Well, yeah. Right here, these children are doing harmful actions, aren't they? One is holding him so he can't get away. The other one's getting ready to hit him, isn't he? To punch him in particular, it looks like. He's got his hand balled into a fist as if he's going to punch him. So how do you think this young man's feeling right now? Probably very scared, sad, maybe frustrated. Then we have a young man back here. He sees what is happening. He's not joining in. He's not bullying. But he sees what's happening. But it looks like maybe he's not sure what to do. So let's read the story and find out how they end up handling bullying and helping out this young man. Okay, so here we go. Nobody likes to think about it, even though we know it is not okay to hurt a person with words or things or with the way we behave. So when some kids in my class started picking on Ray, when the teachers were busy and just couldn't see, nobody knew what to do. Go. That's the young man from the front of our story. Looks like there's several boys picking on him. I could not find a way to tell them to stop, so I squeezed my eyes shut, closed my mouth very tight, cupped my hands to my ears, and hoped the mean words would fade away. Ray was trying hard to be brave. I hoped he could keep going until he fit in. This young man, he's not sure what to do. He's not sure really how to help. And so he thinks that if I just pretend it's not happening, hopefully it'll stop. The next recess, we bunched together. Nobody said I feel safer this way. We just did. Except Ray. Look, all of the other classmates are over here together. They were trying to play together. But look, the bullies, they pulled Ray out of the group. They didn't let him join, did they? And again, it looks like they're trying to hurt him. Definitely a bully behavior. The bullies yanked him out of our group. They used words and fists to make us all so afraid that nobody, not one of us, would ever say this is not okay. So it sounds like the bullies were threatening the other students in class too, making them so scared that they didn't want to say anything. Next morning, Ray didn't come to school. At recess, the ones who bullied started cheering because Ray wasn't around. I didn't mean to, but I heard bad things they were planning to do when Ray came back to school. So the bullies thought it was funny that they forced Ray to stay home, because Ray stayed home because he was scared. School was a scary place for Ray because every day he would go, he would get picked on and he would get bullied and scared. So he didn't want to go to school, did he? Would you want to go to school if that's how you felt? If you knew that each day you walked in, that somebody was going to be mean to you, whether it was using mean words to make you feel bad or using their fists to make you feel bad, just like they were doing to Ray. Well, let's see what happens when Ray comes back to school. Now, this is our young friend. Do you remember from the front of the book? That's right. There he is. So this is him talking now. That's when I knew I had to do something. I walked quietly to my teacher because she listens. I told her what had happened to Ray. She said I helped by telling the truth, so we could all figure out what to do together. There we go. So he had seen enough. He knew that these boys were picking on Ray, were bullying him. And now that he heard what they were planning to do when Ray came back to school, he decided, I've got to tell somebody. So he went to his teacher. So now let's find out what happens next after he's told the teacher. When Ray came back, he looked nervous and afraid. So I said, play with us at recess. And he did. You know what? When the kids who bullied came around, so here's Ray, he's on the playground, and here's our young man over here. He's inviting Ray to play with the rest of them so that he's not alone. Oh, and I forgot. And over here's our bullies. So let's see what happens when they come around. So when they came around, so did my teacher. So did my principal. So apparently the teacher went and spoke to the principal too. Because over here, this is the teacher. So this one must be the principal now. So apparently they were watching. They wanted to see what was going to happen when Ray came back and was out on the playground. The principal, she called the parents of everyone who had been mean to Ray. Nobody bullied that day. We won't let it happen. There we go. So it looks like the boys who were doing the bullying, they had to go talk with the principal and their parents, huh? Do you think that they will learn how to be nicer to their classmates? I hope that they do. Together, we know what to do and say to make sure bullying is never okay. We work together to make it end. There we go. Does Ray look a lot happier now? Yeah, he does. He's not being bullied by those kids, is he? No. They've made friends with Ray. They helped him get through a tough time, and they're sticking together. So there we go. So that's our story. Could you see in our story? Could you use this to be a bullying detective and know what kinds of things were happening that were definitely bullying behaviors? Well, yes. Those three boys kept pulling Ray aside. They separated him from the rest of the class. They picked on him. It wasn't just one day or 2 days. It was every day Ray would come to school. He was picking on them. So they were threatening Ray. It looks like they were taking things from him at lunch. They were trying to take the ball from him on the playground when the principal and the teacher arrived. It looked like they did things to hurt him, like twist his arm behind his back or punch him and things. So they were doing lots of harmful actions, weren't they? And they were repeating them over and over again to hurt Ray. That's what we call bullying. So now the other young man in the story decided that he needed to do something. He couldn't just see what was happening. He had to say something about it. He could see that Ray needed help, so he helped him. Now, we're going to talk about that a little more, about how we can help others when we see them being bullied. But first, let's talk a little bit about how you can handle it yourself if you're being bullied. So now's when I'm going to shift our table and our camera. I'm going to move a little bit here so that we can see the other paper that's behind me now. So let me move this over a little bit further so we have the full paper in here. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn here and I want you to look up at the paper behind me here. It says handling bullying situations. As you can see, there's 5 numbers down the side of my page. Okay, and you'll see some pictures to go along with each one of those numbers. So we're going to start out at the top of the page here at number 1. And it says calm down is one thing that we can do to help us handle a bullying situation. What do you think is so important about calming down? Okay. Well, I know for me, if I'm really stressed out and upset, whether it's upset scared or upset angry or frustrated, I have a lot of trouble focusing and thinking about what I want to say and how I want to handle things. The more upset I am, the harder it is for me to talk about what's bothering me and to come up with a plan to handle it. So when I need to calm down, I do things like take a deep breath, sometimes several deep breaths. And remember, if you want to take a good, calming, deep breath, you breathe in nice and deep through your nose and then out through your mouth, kind of like this. and it just relaxes your body. Okay? Now, the other thing you can do is count to 10. And you don't even have to do it out loud. You can just kind of count to 10 inside your head. As you're taking sometimes those deep breaths too, you can do them both together. And it helps you to take some time and calm yourself, make your body feel more relaxed, calm your brain down so that you can think better and you can decide what you need to do to handle the bullying situation. Now, number 2 here says walk away. As you can see, our legs are here and they're walking, aren't they? Okay, we're walking away. When you walk away, that's showing the bully that you don't have to stand around and listen to what they're saying, or you don't have to stand around and let them hurt you, because you are in control of you and where you stay and where you go. Okay, that's really important to remember. You're in charge of yourself, not them. Okay, so we don't have to stick around and listen to somebody who's being mean to us or let them be mean to us. We can choose to walk away from them. Now, often when I talk about walking away, this is what I'll see in class. Somebody's hand will shoot up and I'll say yes, and they'll say, but Mrs. Copenhaver, what if we walk away and the bully follows us? Was that something that you thought? Well, that's normal to think that, because guess what? Sometimes when we walk away from a bully, they do follow us, don't they? Because they want to keep picking at us and making us feel bad. So, the next 2 things on our list, number 3 and 4, are really super important when you walk away. Okay? When we walk away from a bully, we don't want to walk someplace or go somewhere where we're all alone. You want to go somewhere where there's other people. So when you walk away from a bully, you want to look for an adult to walk to, or you want to look for a group of friends or classmates, or just a group of other people from your school that you can walk to and be with. Okay? That's super important, because when you're with other people, a bully is less likely to keep picking on you, because they don't want someone else to see what it is that they're doing and be able to tell on them. Okay? So, telling an adult, number 3, if you walk to the adult when you walk away from the bully, you could tell them then what's happening. All right? You can say, can you help me? They are bullying me. All right? Sometimes it's more than one person. So they are bullying me. So you're letting someone know. Sometimes you might wait and tell the teacher or your parent at another time. You might not tell them right then and there when it's happening. Sometimes we're afraid that the bully might see us talking to someone. Never let that stop you, though, if you need help, because it's not okay for someone else to hurt you or to hurt anyone else. So telling an adult, that's another important piece. Remember, can you help me? I'm being bullied. That person is saying mean things to me. They're taking my things. They're hurting me and trying to beat me up. Whatever it is that's happening that the bully is doing, it's really important to share. Number 4, get support, is where, just like in our story, where Ray, when he came back to school, was invited to play with the other children in his class, that was getting support. Ray was getting support from his classmates who became his friends. So getting support is when you are able to find a group of friends, a group of classmates that you can be with and get support from, so that you're not alone. Maybe you sit with them at lunch or play with them at recess, work with them in a group in class, but you have other people around you that can help keep you safe and can give you support if a bully tries to pick on you. Now, the very last one here, number 5, it says talk to the person. All right. Sometimes if we feel comfortable enough and maybe we know the bully, maybe we've been in class with them for a while, maybe we've known them a couple years, we might feel comfortable saying something to them directly. All right. Now, we talked a little bit about this when we were discussing difficult feelings and how we handle difficult feelings, such as anger, when we get angry. And one of the things that we shared is that we can give somebody a message called a bug and a wish. Okay? That's where we say, it really bugs me when, and then you can kind of fill in the blank here. You fill in the rest. So it really bugs me when you pick on me and call me names. I wish you would not do that, is how you could finish that. Or it really bugs me when you take my things every day. They belong to me, so I wish you wouldn't take them. There's lots of different ways that you could say that, but you're giving them a bug and a wish. You're letting them know what it is they are doing, the action or behavior they are doing that is bugging you. And you're letting them know what you wish they would do instead. Now that's a way that you can talk to a bully if you feel comfortable doing that. Now, we don't always feel comfortable doing that, and that's okay. That's when going to tell an adult and getting help from them is really important, because they might be able to sit down with you and help you talk to that person, or they may be able to talk to that person and their family to figure out why exactly is that person acting that way, and what can they do to help them stop. At the same time, they're going to help you too in feeling better about yourself and feeling more confident and standing up for yourself, so that both of you are getting help and can change how you're handling things. Okay? Now, in our story, Ray was the one being picked on, and one of his classmates took the time to help him. That is another thing that we can do. Sometimes we're not the person being bullied. We see someone else being bullied. And it's really important to feel comfortable and confident enough to say, that's not okay, and to figure out what you can do to help. Now, sometimes if the bully's really scary, you may not want to step right in and say something right at that moment, because you want to stay safe too. So it's important to stop and think about what's the safest way for me to help. Sometimes it's going up to the person when the bully has walked away to ask them, are you okay? Do you want to come with me and talk about it? Or how about you come and play with us? And then it's encouraging them to go talk to an adult. Maybe it's to tell the teacher or to tell their parent. If it's to tell a teacher, you might even offer to go with them and help them talk to the teacher about what's going on if they're afraid. So there are things that you can do that can be helpful without placing yourself in harm's way also. So that's just important to remember. You want to do the right thing and help so that the bully knows what they're doing is not okay, but do it in a way that's going to keep you safe too. All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's lesson and that you've learned something from the things that we've talked about today on how you can handle bullying behavior when you do use your detective skills and find out that that is what is happening.